This afternoon in our faculty meeting, I want to go over the results of one of the analysis that I have done over the teacher satisfaction survey that you fill out at the end of every school year. And I'd like to take a look at the last 3 years of that survey. If you'll draw your attention up here, please, I'd like for someone to tell me, what trend do you see from fiscal year 12 to fiscal 13 to fiscal 14?
Percentages are decreasing.
Exactly. Percentages are decreasing. That means what you are telling me is that you don't like what you're doing like you did 2 and 3 years ago. Now, within all of that data comes out 2 main areas, and those 2 main areas I'd like to talk to you about. And that is the negative behavioral incidences that we see compared to student achievement. If you will take a look at that, what is the very first thing that you can tell me that you notice right off the bat between those 2?
Negative is increasing, achievement is decreasing.
There is a direct correlation between the increase in negative student behavior and the decrease in student achievement. We have a decision to make. We have to do something in order to break this routine. So, I propose 3 things. And the first thing I can say is we don't have to do anything. We could do nothing. But when we do nothing, just know that this data will continue to look the way that it is. That's number 1. Number 2 is we could look at specific instructional models. And the first one that I'd like to look to your attention or draw your attention to is the Charlotte-Danielson model. Now, the Charlotte-Danielson model is a very solid model. It has very strong instructional techniques that we can work with. It will help us to structure what we're doing throughout the class period to give us a framework of mind. Now, the one caution that I have for you, the disadvantage to that, is some of the research is inconclusive about the Charlotte-Danielson model. So keep that in mind. The other model that I'd like to draw your attention to is Robert Marzano's model of instruction. Now, Robert Marzano has the last 30 years worth of research supporting the evidence of student achievement increases, while also lowering the amount of negative behaviors by students. So, what I'd like to think about that is, it is something new. That's one negative about it. We would have to learn a new process. However, I think that if you will follow along and get some more information that I can have for your next faculty meeting, you will see that there is one clear choice. And my recommendation would be the Robert Marzano model. It is very intensive. However, it gives you very, very specific recommendations and strategies that you can use in your classroom starting tomorrow. So, in conclusion, I think my recommendation to you is very solid, is the Robert Marzano method of instruction. I have time for some questions. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Who has the first question?
Just the first question. Anybody?
If we don't do anything, do you believe the trends will continue, or is there a chance that even if we continue to do what we're doing, because doing nothing still we do what we're doing, right? So would those trends, is there any chance that they may change on their own?
What I'm hearing you saying is if we don't do anything, are we going to see the same results? And your answer is yes. Many, many years of research has been collected over the time. And that simply says, as long as the negative behavioral incidences are on the increase, the student achievement will go down. So yes. Another question. Yes, ma'am.
Is the Robert Marzano model going to increase my hours that I spend here?
Thank you.